Well, you're right. It is sort of a coming of age for both of us in a weird way. I am a guy who's probably had some arrested development and, never quite measured up. Definitely wasn't, stepping up as a dad like he should have. Jeremy's character is, a kid who always feels like he's disappointing. Never really has to hide what makes him sort of feel creatively liberated, and just a kid who just has the doesn't have the esteem. So when we get together, reluctantly, I don't want to spend any time with this kid. I just want to go do my job and go home. But in order to go see my kid in London, he makes me go take this kid out and toughen him up and take him with me on a job for the day. But I think that in that experience with him, we find that maybe I'm the dad that he never got to see, and he's the kid that I never properly fathered, and it makes me sort of realize through this kid that I need to be a better dad. And, I think that sort of this odd couple relationship between the two of us really sort of, we both learn from it. Yeah, fatherhood really does give you a lot of perspective on a lot of things. And more than anything, I thought that Rick Hoffman's character, and I love how unapologetically terrible he was at being a dad. and Rick doesn't give a he just goes for it, and I love that. It was fun to sort of maybe look at some of the things that I could even do better as a dad. It's I work a lot, and I often have a lot of guilt about not being there as often as I could be. So I try to maybe overcompensate or do things, be there as often as I fly back and forth as often as I can. But you never, but at the same time, you want your kid to look and see this is what you have to do to, provide for your family. And so it's, on the one hand, you can't be there all the time because you got to be setting an example. But on the other hand, you might be missing out on life moments that you could be there if you were a 9-to-5 dad who went to work every day and came home. So it's a constant struggle in this business, to be honest. It's not easy, especially when nothing shoots in Los Angeles anymore. Well, the truth is I have an amazing wife. Axel has an amazing mother who lets me go off and do this. So we all have to work together to make sure that this thing works, and when I'm home, I'm with that kid, but it's hard. You got to go away for 5 or 6 weeks sometimes. And if you're in Vancouver or New Mexico, it's one thing, but when you're in Cape Town, it's, there's no going back and forth on the weekends. You're either there or you're not. And so it's a struggle. I really hope California figures it out and starts making it a little bit more amenable to shoot here. But right now it doesn't make any sense for a lot of things. So I hope they figure that out, because I'd love to be here working more.